Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's video. This video is all about the Taurus North Node. So, if you were born between February the 20th of 1966 to August the 19th of 1967, or you were born between September the 12th of 1984 to April the 6th of 1986, or you were born between April 14th of 2003 all the way to December the 25th of 2004, this episode is for you. And I want to invite you to get comfortable. If you're into taking notes and like deepening the information of things, I invite you to get a notebook and write it down. This video is also for people that have their North Node in the second house. Even if it's on another sign, but you have it in the second house, you're going to relate to some of the themes that we're going to be talking about today. And lastly, this video is actually for everybody in a way because we all have Taurus in some part of our chart. Maybe we do have planets there, maybe we don't. And maybe the energy that we're about to talk about here today is not that present in your life, but it can help you understand different layers of the energy of Taurus. Together with, most likely, you know somebody in your life that was born around those dates, and understanding them can help you have a better relationship with them. I made the decision to start with this specific video as an initiation of the energy that I want to ground into creating this project regarding the North Nodes. I am incredibly passionate about them. And the reason why I am here is because I found this book. So just know that a lot of the information that I'm going to share with you is based on Astrology for the Soul by Jan Speller, together with my own interpretation and my own experience, because I am a Taurus North Node. When I found this book back in 2011, it was shocking for me at how accurate it was. Before this book, I wasn't that much into astrology, to be honest. I just didn't care. I was just like, sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't. But this book motivated me to create a path. And I think it's also very specific to what we're about to talk about. As a Taurus North Node, you are here to create your own path. So sometimes you are interested in learning things like this. Um, but what I liked about it more than anything, and what I hope this helps you with today, is first, always keeping in mind that it does not matter what astrology says, what anybody else says in your life, what any other belief system is out there. You always want to listen to information and check in with yourself to see how it makes sense to you and how it could be useful to you. If it doesn't make sense, if it's not useful, do not use it. I believe in sharing information, especially for personal growth, but always taking it from a place of autonomy. Okay. And this is specifically important for our Taurus node people. Okay. We're about to talk about how we love to be meshed and like completely merged with other people. And it's time to let that go. And that starts with how you take care of yourself, how you walk your path of your personal development. So I am very excited to make this video because it's almost like a full circle moment of everything that I've learned about this for the last 11 years, how it has helped me in my life, and now sharing it with others. And I am taking the time also to go deeply into each one of the other North Nodes so I can make videos about it for everybody. So if you're not born on those dates, the videos for the other signs are coming and a lot of stuff is coming. So just be patient. So let's get started here. I'm going to be going back and forth with sharing information about like the way the book structure it, because this book was just written in an amazing way. Please, if you haven't, check out the book, check out the website for Jen Spiller. She's no longer with us. She has passed a better life, but she has an incredible team of people that are still following her vision and mission of bringing this information into the world. And they give amazing classes. I encourage you highly to support them, follow them on social media if you're interested in this, because it's people with good intentions, with a good heart, that are really doing this from a place of wanting to share for others. So make sure, remember, I'll show it again, Astrology for the Soul, Jan Spiller. And I believe the website is just janspiller.com. Jan, Jan Spiller, SPILLER.com. Yes. So let's start with our North Node people. A little bit about the North Node briefly. I'm going to keep it very brief. The North Node is not a planet, is a kind of placement of the stars in the sky that reflect the sun and the moment that you were born. And this is around the earth. The North Node reflects the journey of what your soul is here to discover. The South Node, which is directly on the other opposite of the chart, is going to represent what you are what you've already experienced in other lives, and you're ready to let go. South Node, you're trying, you're willing, you want to let go. North Node, you want to inhabit it, you want to live it, you want to discover it. That is why, even though we will be mentioning the South Node, we're focusing on the North Node. Now, something to know about North Node in Taurus is that your South Node is in Scorpio. Now, you may have this in any of the 12 houses. You may have your North Node in your first house, which means your South Node will be in your seventh house. You may have your North Node in your sixth house, which means your South Node is in your 12th house. Now, that is why I mentioned at the beginning of the video that you want to pay attention to where is my North Node? In what sign? In this case, we know it's Taurus. In what house do I have it? If you have it on the first house, we know the first house in general represents Aries. So when I make the video for the Aries North Node, you want to go and watch that video as well, because you're going to connect with some of the themes of the first house. If you have it in the seventh house, what sign goes in the seventh house? It's Libra. So when I make the North Node for Libra, you want to listen to that one as well, because it may resonate for you. But I don't want to super confuse you right now. Let's just focus on what North Node you have. And if it's Taurus, we're going to start there. But just know that there's layers of how this affects you depending on the house that you have it in. And then there's more layers that eventually we'll go into in what planets you have there, around there, what planets are making any kind of aspect that could affect or enhance the journey. But I invite you to see your North Node as a journey. Imagine that you were born with a consciousness and awareness that you want to evolve in this life. And you were giving an envelope. And in that envelope, it says your destiny, not your destiny, I'm sorry, your destination. Just a side note, I am originally from Mexico City. I think in Spanish, and I'm always translating in my mind, and sometimes my words are just off, weird. My accent is weird. So just, if you ever wonder why, that is the reason why. But that envelope, you open it and it shows you, you have a destination. And that destination is the North Node. If you choose, because we're all beings of free will, if you choose to inhabit, to discover, to tap into the essence of your North Node, you will naturally have a more fulfilling life, because that is like a pull. Something is pulling you there. You can choose to deny it. You're a free being. You don't have to tap into that. But when you do, life feels more aligned, more enjoyable. You feel more like you're stepping or tapping into your power. You feel, many people describe it as, I feel more like myself. Because many of us have walked paths that we're over it. We're over being a certain way. And we're like, why do I keep being this way? Because you've mastered it. You've got an overflow of that energy that you actually tapped into the gifts of it, of your South Node. You mastered it, and then you overdid it to the point where sometimes you tap into the shadows of it and you bring it into this life and you let it shine. And sometimes it just limits you. But remember, after you get your envelope, you don't have to follow that destination. You choose to follow that destination. It requires desiring it, it requires taking action, and it requires understanding it. And that's very important because many people sometimes read the North Node and they're like, oh, like, okay, like whatever, like maybe I am like that or I will be like that, or, and you let it go. And to be honest, you will advance because our biggest teacher in life is not books, it's not astrology, it's not even teachers. No one is you and your life experiences and what you decide to do with or create with this life, this magical, amazing life that it's you. When we use astrology, what we're saying is in the moment that my soul incarnated into this physical form and I was born, somebody, the universe, did a and took a snapshot of the placements of where all the planets and kind of astrological energies were are. Let's call them energies. And they have the power to influence the flavor of your experience. That is it. They influence it. You still decide. You still tap into some areas more than others. You're still curious about some things more than others. You still have your unique um, genetical features and imprints. You still have your ancestors' imprints. There's so much to being you, which is why you are so amazing. And it's so true. The most cliche phrase that we hear is, you are so unique. There's nobody like you. And when we hear that, we're like, yeah, like it's the most cliche like thing that we can hear. When you really tap into astrology, you realize that it's true. It's not metaphorically, it's literally true. And it's an opportunity to you're given all of this like ingredients, and then life goes like, go make whatever you want, cook whatever you want. You want to just keep the ingredients separated, do that. You want to put them in the fridge and forget about them, do that. You want to cook the most amazing gourmet meal you've ever done, do that. You want to bake a dessert, do that. There's no rules, but you got a specific flavor of ingredients that I don't have. I don't have your ingredients. I cannot be you. I don't have your resources. I can only do the best with my ingredients and my resources. When I think of astrology like this, I get excited and I tap into the positive. I stop buying into the just like whatever, like the little videos on TikTok that tell you what's going to happen to you. We don't know. You still have to participate. Anyways, so going back to the Taurus North Node or the second house, if you have your North Node in any sign but in the second house, something very important. And at this point, I not only have my book, I have my notes. I've gone through pages and pages of notes about this because I'm so passionate about this topic. Passionate is the word for me, which we will learn in just a moment. My South Node in Scorpio is very passionate. I've used that passion in not the best ways in the past, and now I am. Now, some of the attributes, the values, the things that, if you choose to, are very important to your well being are being willing to be present, having the value of loyalty, a loyalty that does not include others yet, that first begins with you. Can you develop the ability to be loyal to yourself before putting other people first? Before thinking that you need other people to survive or to thrive. For you to develop enjoyment in taking things one step at a time in life. We all, with a Taurus North Node, have this deep sense of urgency, this crisis energy, like something is wrong or we may be threatened. So we tend to do things impulsively, passionately, and in a way that feels intense. We've done that many, many times, and it's time to let it go. As a Taurus North Node, I believe that whatever you want to have, you can have. The only key here is that you need to be able to do it one step at a time. When you master one step, you move to the other. Everything in you will not want to do that. Everything in you will find a way to create crisis in your life to prevent you from building. but you are a master builder, and you're here to take things one step at a time. You're here to develop a sense of self-worth that does not involve other people. Yeah, you heard that right. It's not validation. It's not how people tell you you look. It's not somebody telling you they love you all day. It's not your partner. It's not your marriage. You can have those things, but that's not where your sense of self-worth is going to be. If you're receiving or confusing your self-worth with how much love you get from your partner, how happy your relationship is, being in a relationship, getting validation on social media or your parents or your friends, it's not fulfilling anything. Imagine you're pouring into a cup that has a hole at the bottom. You can get that every day, 24 hours a day, and nothing within you will feel any more joy, because that's not what you're here to discover in this life. You need to build your sense of self-worth for your own self through your own actions, through your own patience, presence, loyalty, and taking things one step at a time. And as a result, you want to become aware of your own values. I read this phrase so many times and I would take it superficially. Become aware of my own values, come up with my own values, especially as a coach. I am a health coach. I talk to people about values all the time. I have this I'm aware of the concept, but I never heard the keyword in that phrase, your own values, not the values of your partner, not the values of what society is telling you, not the values of your fears, not the values of your obsessions, not the values of your past, not the values of your trauma, not the values of anything else, but what you, the pure sense of yourself that wants to enjoy life and wants to create a comfortable, peaceful life. Those are the values you want to listen to. You want to first become aware of them. What even are they? I tried so hard to create a list of my values for years. And I would always I would base it on the relationship I was in. I was basing it on my spiritual beliefs and whatever spiritual group I was in. I never did what I thought I wanted. And the noise of my denial was so loud that it's taking me until now, and I'm about to turn 40. I'm not saying this will be the case for everybody, but it's been the case for me. You are here to honor your own needs. In order to honor your needs, you need to know your needs. So it goes back to your values, your needs. What do you need? And this one was a confusing one for me because for many times I thought my values were that I needed to be enmeshed, I think that's the word, or merged or united with a partner. Like that is the dream for a Taurus North Node people. You are born with the intense energy of Scorpio as your South Node, and you will grow the majority of your life feeling that you need to find a partner and be your soulmate, that one person that you guys can be together and they are your one and only person. And if you date someone and it's not them, you're like, who cares? I still have a goal. Let's go for the next person. This person is my soulmate. We're going to build a life together. Oh, it's not them. Who cares? The next person, because you're so obsessed with merging your life with somebody else, because that's how you survive for many lifetimes. You survive lifetime after lifetime after lifetime by being merged with people. And you know what happened? It worked out for you for many lifetimes because those people would provide for you. They would give you a sense of security. And based on the book, in many past lifetimes for the Taurus node people, you had many lifetimes where you were the side support person of somebody of power. So if there was a powerful king, an example, you were the queen that was there to support the husband. You psychologically, emotionally supported them, and you became obsessed with getting to know how their moods were, what they were feeling, what they were thinking, so you can provide a value for them while they supported you financially and gave you the comfortable life that you wanted. You love a comfortable life. You want a comfortable life, but until now, it came from somebody else provided that. And what you provided was something that I believe now that is more worth, has more worth. You gave your sense of self, you abandoned yourself, you stopped existing for yourself to exist for this other person. And the exchange is that they provided your survival. And you did that life after life after life. So you're born in this life, and guess what you want to do? You want to do what you know. You want to find your soulmate, your partner, and you want to become obsessed with them, and you want to know what they're thinking, how they feel about you, everything. So that way they will provide security. Now it may be still financial, or it may be emotional security. They may be giving your sense of validation since you don't know who you are. And I know it sounds harsh, and I'm not saying it from a harsh place. I'm saying it from, I understand. I've walked this path. Like what I'm telling you right now, it's like I'm talking to my therapist. Like I'm describing to you the experiences that I've gone through for so many years, 40 to be almost 40 to be exact. We have no sense of self, and experiences in this life might have attribute to that. If you don't believe in past lives, it might have been what happened in this lifetime. Your parents were not available. You experienced trauma in a very young age, maybe specifically 0 to 18 months. So you were unable to develop in a way where you felt safe in this world. So now you're constantly seeking approval. You're constantly seeking validation. You feel lost when you're not in a relationship. You hate and despise when people throw at you the be single, find yourself. I remember when people would tell me that, it would make me mad. I would be like, no, I don't want to be single. I don't want to find myself. I want to find my soulmate. I want to merge with somebody and find love and find peace. And guess what happened when I would be in relationships with people that I truly loved and had chemistry with? I would always feel complete, but it was a temporary sense of completement, because the moment that something would go wrong, it would go from an extreme to I was feeling very happy, very complete, to I feel completely out of place. I don't even know what's going on, and I need to make sure that I fix the relationship because I need that. It's not healthy. Let's call it for what it is. It's obsessive. It's unhealthy, and it creates a lot of hurt and pain for you, because it really shows you after you go through a lot of that, and that's not your path anymore. It shows you how much you abandoned yourself. You might have abandoned your career, your dreams. Sometimes it might be you don't pay attention to your children because you're so obsessed with your relationship and merging with somebody. You also become, in general, depending on what house you have your North Node, obsessed with being interested in other people's emotional process. You want to know, like, you wonder how your boss is feeling. You wonder if your boss is going through something emotionally. Do you really care 100%, like maybe about their life? Maybe not, but you care to know because it might affect you and the way they treat you at work. And you become very controlling and obsessive around other people's emotional process. In this life, what you're meant to do is grab the cord that's like connected to other people's emotional process, unplug it from the outlet, bring the cord back to yourself, and remind yourself what other people think, what other people are going through, what other people are feeling is none of your business. It's none of your business, especially if it's people that you do not know. And especially if it's people that you don't have that type of relationship with. Maybe if it's your partner, you do want to have a sense of what they need and you're expressing needs, talking about emotions. Okay, I understand. But if it's like your mom's friend's neighbor, but you're just curious, like, I wonder why, they moved, or I wonder why they sold the house. Like they've been there for so many years. None of your business. Like, let it go. That's not where your energy needs to be. You need to be focused on the most amazing and important person, which is yourself. And in order to do that, I want to tell you that I wish that I could tell you this. And I hope that maybe for some people it inspires you right away to go into that direction. But when I read this book the first time 11 years ago, it didn't inspire me necessarily yet to start looking and valuing myself. I still needed to live it a few more times in this lifetime of feeling the pain, the guilt, the despair of abandoning myself for other people out of my own choice. Yes, deep breath, because it's sometimes out of our own choice. We choose not to let go of the toxic relationship. We choose partners that have the same pattern that you know that you don't need or want. Or we have specific people in our life that impacted us for whatever reason, and we still think about them 10 years later. Like, why? Like, why am I thinking about you? I don't even know you. Like, when we've let go of somebody that was part of our life and it's been years, that person has evolved. That person has matured. That person is a different person. So when we're thinking about them, we're not even thinking about them. We don't know them anymore. In order for us to know them, we would have to get to know them again. We're living in a fantasy stuck in the past. And it's time to let it go. We want to cut the cords and we want to move forward. Some of the other attributes are learning to enjoy your five senses, learning to enjoy the smell of things, the food, falling in love with whatever you enjoy about food, learning to enjoy the way your body feels when it's rested, learning to enjoy moving your body in enjoyable ways, whatever that means for you, learning to find peace with your five senses, also allowing yourself to be with nature. You want to enjoy being in nature. You want to be able to go out and sit at a park and just take a deep breath, go for a hike, sit in front of the ocean, just look at a beautiful scenery and breathe. And just in a moment, I'm going to talk about your key. There's one key to unlock finding yourself as a Taurus North Node person, and it is your breath. For any other sign or any other house, if somebody would say practice breath work, practice conscious breathing, I would be like, do you care about it? Do you enjoy it? And if anybody would say no, I'd be like, maybe it's not your thing. For Taurus North Node people, your breath is your key that's with you 24 hours a day. If you're here, if you're in China, if you're feeling energetic and healthy, if you're feeling sick, if you're happy, if you're heartbroken, there's one consistent thing in your life, and it is your breath. And you have access it every day, at every moment, and it's free. And it helps you ground yourself into the present moment, to be in tune with your physical body, to be in tune with your senses, to get access to the state of presence and peace that Taurus North Node need. Why? Because for many lifetimes, you did experience possibly horrible things, betrayal. You've been betrayed. You lived in crisis. You abandoned yourself. You were afraid of your survival. You were not at peace. It's time to stop putting yourself in that torture by overwhelming yourself with little things that sometimes don't need to be a crisis, or by overwhelming yourself by breathing in a shallow way. When we're stressed, guess what we do? We breathe in a shallow, like short little breaths. Maybe you never noticed this. Even pay attention right now. Are you breathing? Are you breathing deeply? Take a deep breath. That's your gift. Your breath is your key to finding that space of peace that does not come from anybody else but yourself, and that you're the only one that can give this to yourself. It took me a while to fall in love with breath work. And there's an amazing breathwork YouTube channel that I follow, and I'm going to put it here at the bottom because I believe in finding resources that are free, that are available, so you can start trying it out. Not everything in life has to cost something. Sometimes it may cost your energy, sometimes it may cost your attention, sometimes it may cost your service, but it doesn't always have to cost money. And this channel is, I think it's called Breathe with Sally or Sandy. I forgot, but I'm going to put it in the notes so you can check it out. And I started doing a video every day, at least once a week sometimes. And there's videos 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but you want to learn to understand your breath and to appreciate it and to fall in love with doing any kind of conscious breathing. It will remind you, and you will teach your nervous system you're not in danger anymore. And mind you, I do want to put a note here. If you are in danger, if you are in a situation where your life is threatened, please reach out for help in any way that you can and lean on your resources. And you don't have to go through this alone. And in those moments, yes, please, before you do breath work, before you do anything else, do your best to get out of those situations and ask for help. Okay, I do want to put that note there, because sometimes we make videos like this and we generalize, and some people are going through some things right now. It's not the same case for everybody. But lastly, the next thing is to be persistent. It goes back to what we talked about. In this life, it's not about rushing things and thinking that things will come really fast for you. Sometimes they may, and that's why you trust that, but not every time. The things that are worth your value, because you're very valuable. And you need to hear that a lot in this life. The things that are worth your value may take time. But when you are at peace with time, when you're in tune with your breath, when you're enjoying your five senses in life, who cares if it takes time? I'll be eating amazing food and enjoying my day-to-day routine and having a good, peaceful life while I'm building what I need to build. And it's okay. And it's okay to do what you want. And then lastly, the last important key thing is forgiveness. Forgiveness. You want to be willing to forgive. And forgiveness, it's not accepting that what happened was okay. Nope. Forgiveness is accepting that you no longer will carry the pain and the obsessiveness and the focus and the energetic hook to those people that hurt you. Is you're saying, or life or whatever, or even yourself. Sometimes I'm the one that kept me in a loop, and I need to forgive myself for that. And one big key about forgiveness is understanding. Trying to force yourself to forgive, it's a temporary thing, like putting a band-aid, it will fall off. It's about understanding. When I understand, oh, I've been abandoning myself for years and years and years, relationship after relationship, because within myself, I felt this void and this emptiness of not knowing who I am. Oh, I understand. And I feel shame. I feel embarrassment with myself. I feel this heaviness in my heart. I grieve all of the years in my youth, in my young 20s, and as a mother where I was lost and trying to find myself in others. But now I understand it's because of things I went through in this lifetime. If you believe in past life, things that I went through in past lives. And now I understand, and I no longer want to do that for myself. There is the forgiveness. Because I understand, I want to let go and create change. And forgiveness is a process, like we've been learning. Things take time. So if right now you don't feel I could not forgive this person, understanding somebody hurting us or doing something really bad to us is difficult. It's not like what I described. Sometimes it makes no sense of why somebody would, in an evil way, try to hurt us. But the understanding can be I understand that even though it makes no sense in my mind, that sometimes evil does exist. And I do not want that to happen again. And I do not want to give my freedom of my energy and my thought to these people that acted in evil. So I let go. I let go of what happened, but I've learned, and I'm going to protect myself and set my boundaries, which is another important part of the Taurus North Node people. You want to find what your boundaries are. You want to express your boundaries. And most importantly, you yourself want to stand by your boundary at all cost. You want to use the obsessiveness you had in other people or other things into, I'm obsessed with respecting my boundary. If I said no, it's a no. No, but it's a no. But it's a no. You don't have to fight. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. It's just a no. Why? Because it's your boundary. But society doesn't say that. Who cares? But your partner doesn't say that. They're individuals. I'm an individual. But religion doesn't say that. It's your boundary. That's your power. That, as a Taurus North Node person, that is where you start tapping into your power. You're here in this life to reclaim your power because you've been giving your power to others out of survival, which takes us to a very important part of very important things for Taurus North Node people, which is you are here to create your own survival, meaning you will build a sense of self-worth when you provide financially for yourself. When you provide financially for yourself, when you are responsible for your finances, which is a very Taurus thing, you will feel secure. You will feel your sense of self-worth. The way that every time somebody provided to you, you trusted that, oh, I should give to them because they provide to me. Now you provide to yourself and you feel, oh, I should give to me because I provide for myself. That's how you can become, in a good way, if we want to say it, obsessed with your own self-worth because you respect that you're the one providing. And you know what the kick, is it the kick? I don't know how people say it, but the joke here or the irony is that when you provide for yourself and you feel secure in yourself, it is very easy for Taurus North Node people in this lifetime to attract people that want to help them. So now you have your own income, you provide for yourself, you have your own savings, you're investing money. It will become very easy for you as soon as you get good to that, at that, to accumulate money. And then you will maybe find a partner that has the same values for you. It's not that you're supposed to be single in this life. It's that you're supposed to find partners that have the same values for you and that they're not going to abandon themselves for you and you're not going to abandon yourself for them. But then they will come and they will provide certain things for you and help you out. And you will be able to live the comfortable life that you deserve and that you love. But only by you walking first your own path of generating finances for yourself. You work best when you are in charge, meaning, like, let's say you work for a company that allows you to do your work autonomously. Because if not, you're going to become too obsessed with how to please other people at your job. You also work best by having your own business or doing things that you're passionate about. In this case, for me, I find and I love my job as a health coach. I love helping people. I'm also my son is in Virgo in my 10th house, and it's all about helping people become healthier and better in their life in any way. I've always had that passion. So I have a job where I work for others and for a company that actually their values align with mine, that I'm able to have a sense of autonomy because I do something that I love, and that gives me a steady income. But I also love what I'm doing right now and creating this. So outside of this, like, this would be considered, I guess, right now a hobby, because I'm here spending this time and talking to you because I'm passionate about it. Like, I really want to do it. And I want to do it like if you're my friend and we're like just chit chatting. Like, I don't want it to feel too fake and I don't want to be like anybody else. That's our role, Taurus North Node people. You do it like you want to. But I really feel this grounding and peace of mind of knowing that I also have that other more rhythmic, stable job that brings rhythmic, stable finances. Now, that may not be the path for everybody, but I wanted to give an example. It took me years to arrive here, and I just want to share my journey when it came to that. Is I had my own business for over 10 years or around 10 years. I still worked with some of my clients on my own. I was doing coaching on my own through my own business. It was great. It gave me the freedom that I wanted to follow and work in my own pace on my own, that individuality. But it didn't always give me the consistent finances that a Taurus North Node person needs to believe they can trust themselves in generating the income consistently. It would go up and down depending on the season. And even though I was able to stick with it for 10 years, at some point I was like, I want to try something different. And now I do both. I have a very steady, flowy income with a company that I love and I respect. And the same with my doing this for all of you, because I love it. And I would do it probably if I didn't make any money, because this is my hobby. This is what I do when I have free time. Um, and let's see. So you want to find a profession that gives you that freedom, but that shows you that you can be there for yourself. So going back to the money thing, money in this life is very important and will stand in the same level of your sense of self-worth and security. Not necessarily how much you have, but can you generate it yourself, and can you nurture it and take care of it? This may look different for everybody. Somebody may say, I make 50K a year. I live a life that's very comfortable. I have a savings and I love that. Other people may be, I make 200K a year. Other people may say, I make 1 million a year. That may mean differently to you. But whatever it is you want to feel, that at some level, even if you have a partner where they also generate their own money, you are creating your own money. Now, because you do like to enjoy the good life and you do like comfort, it can be very easy for you to spend your money without thinking. It is common for North Node people not to necessarily even have a hard time generating money, but sometimes have a hard time keeping and saving the money. We are so willing to give it to our partners and to other people. We're so willing to spend it for others, even if they don't do the same for us. We're so willing to, out of fun or comfort, spend and then later get ourselves in debt. That's another theme for the Taurus North Node people. So if you do find yourself that you're in debt, deep breath, it's okay. Is you want to have a plan, even if it's a long-term plan of how am I going to pay off my debt? Can I start putting just a little bit more into whatever my debt is every month? Even if it's a little bit, a little bit. You would have gone out to eat or to the movies and spent $40. Let me put that into my credit card and cook at home. It can be a very small thing. You don't have to go into crisis. It doesn't have to be negative. You're not a bad person because you have debt. It happens. Now, in this life, for you to feel free and fulfilled, debt and stress about money puts you back into your Scorpio. Your soul is done. You're done with that. We want to be able to develop a system with our finances, and we want to be willing to see it. Now, I am in the process of figuring out what's the best budget and system for me. And as I discover that, I'll make episodes and videos about that as well. Because I've learned that it doesn't all work the same for everybody. But we need to have an eye on our finances. We cannot play dumb anymore where we don't look at our money. We need to be able to see it. I had this very wise teacher tell me once that it is very important for Taurus people, like for the Taurus energy in general, not just Taurus North Node in general, to write it down pen and pencil. And I was like, first I was like, that's a little old school. Like there's apps for that, or I could do it on my computer. But he was explaining how when you're trying to retrain your nervous system to feel safe in life, write it down, write it down. I haven't 100% become super efficient at it where I'm writing every single expense down. But what I have started doing is having one day a week, maybe like on Sunday night, where I look at my finances and maybe I go back to my bank account or my credit card and look at the things and put them down. You know what I mean? Where I put it in on another moment. I don't know if this will work for everybody. I'm also trying using, what do you call it? Um, oh my God, I forgot. Like what accountants use, like the sheets online where it's not an app, but you actually manually go and put it in. Spreadsheets. There you go. I'm practicing using spreadsheets. And I feel like when I master writing it down and then I transfer it to a computer through a spreadsheet, I get to know it. Like this is what I do with my finances. Then it's easier for me to transfer to an app. So that's the step that I'm in. But when I find things that are useful, I'm going to share them with you because we want to help each other out. I've tried to jump those steps and go straight to the apps, and then I forget. Like I don't go into the app, or I just go and look a little bit and I don't participate. So the app itself as a starting point does not work for me. Of course, having my bank account and my savings and looking where money's going, yes. Transferring money directly from my paycheck to my savings, yes. But we're going a little bit deeper here with other tools. Anyways, I don't want to go too out of hand with that. Now let's talk about one big part of relationships, which is being able to be in a relationship and enjoy being in a relationship without losing yourself in the theme of your soulmate. Let's see here. Oh, and I also want to add, Well, how it is how, because you're naturally really good at reading other people psychologically, many of us confused in this lifetime that we needed to be in a field of psychology, which sometimes it does help because we are good at it, but it's not for everybody. So I just want to add that if you feel like people tell me that I should do psychology or coaching or this and that, but like I know I would be good at it, but I don't want to, then no, don't do it. If it feels heavy, you also need to have a passion for why, other reasons why you would want to do it. But anyways, um the key thing when it comes to relationships in this life is that because you are very willing to give and give and give and find a partner and give them your all, if you run into the wrong partner, unfortunately, you could fall into rhythms of abuse or experiences of abuse. And it's so important for you to be self aware of this so you don't lose yourself in that and you're able to get out. Being abusive, and I just need to say this because for those of us that have this, we've been in so many lifetimes of Scorpio deep intense energy, and maybe we experience abuse, that sometimes we normalize abuse. Like, well, we talk to each other like that, but it's not bad. It is bad. I just need to tell you, being disrespectful to another person by your tone of voice, forget about what it means in society. Look at it energetically. Screaming, yelling, it startles the nervous system. That's not peace. That's all you need to know. If it does not create peace, it's not healthy. So if somebody's yelling at you because that's their vibe, because they have anger issues, if you yell at your partners because you think that's normal, it's important to recognize it and not to shame yourself about it, but you want to stop and realize that is not normal. If you have a lot of obsessive tendencies or um, now I know it's more talked about like anxious attachment, you want to become aware of it. If your partner has anxious attachment, you want to become aware of it. Anxious attachment, the reason why we're so much talking about it is because we want to work through it and heal it. When we don't, it can very easily cross the line of abuse, meaning you become controlling. You start checking up on your partner. You start taking away your partner's freedom. That's also not healthy. Now, if you're working on it and you talk about it with your partner, hey, I have this issue. These are my triggers. You have a healthy partner that's willing to be like, okay, let's work on it together. Your partner lets you know their boundary and you place your boundary. Then you can coexist, even if you have that, but you need to face it. You cannot just feel that you're going to find yourself and use self worth in an abusive environment. In order to cut the cord, you need to either bring it to awareness and both of you work on it together. You need to get out if somebody's abusive towards you. And if you're the one that's being abusive, because it happens because of many lifetimes of people abusing you, now you're so defensive that you can be the one that's being abusive. You need to be willing to see it, own it, and reach out for professional support. Because if not, you're never going to tap into your soul's essence in this life because you will continue to be the one creating the environment that is keeping you in survival. Okay. That can be a hard one to listen to, but it's true. Another important thing, you are so afraid to be betrayed because of how many times in the past you were betrayed. This one I know many of us don't like to hear because we love the idea of our soulmate. So when we meet someone and we have chemistry, and it's a mental chemistry, emotional chemistry, sexual chemistry, we're like, that's it. This is my soulmate. I want to marry them. I want to build a life with them. I want them to propose right away. And you merge your life too quickly with them, that's not the path for how you get a healthy relationship in this life. In this life, you need to get to know the person, you need to get to know their values, and then you get to build the relationship. When you merge with somebody very quickly, the way that your soul is going to let you know, like, you're doing it wrong, is that that person is going to betray you to just show you the same pattern. Oh, you're doing the same pattern by merging very quickly because you still need survival and you need other to merge with another person. Oh, then let me show you betrayal again. So you're going to meet partners that betray you. They also betray you because respect for another person is built with time and how you get to live different experiences with them, and they show up for you and you show up for them, and it feels good. So you respect that person. Sometimes when somebody merges with you very quickly and there's a lot of love bombing, that person hasn't yet gotten to know you deeply enough where if they cheat on you or they lie on you, it's not yet in their awareness very serious. It's like, yeah, they'll be fine. Like, they don't, and it's not that they're trying to be necessarily super mean to you, but it may not be that important yet. So if you want to build healthy relationships, and I know we don't like to hear this, it needs to take time. You want to take it slow. You want to have a rhythm, and you need to be able to find ways of how you can regulate your nervous system, because it's going to dysregulate you that things are taking time. You're going to feel that these people don't love you. You're going to feel that because it wasn't magical and quick, it's not worth it. And it may be very worth it. And it's so important for you to show up for yourself and have ways to regulate your nervous system as you're letting go of the crisis, intense energy into more peaceful, rhythmic way of existing. For this reason, there's another layer here where I forgot to mention in past lives. Many people say that with South Node in Scorpio, you might have had a lot of past lives where you gave your energy away for love, which means you also gave your body away for love, your sexuality. It's in a way prostitution. It might have been like you were literally a prostitute. I know this sounds so weird. When I read it for the first time, I was like, I was a prostitute. But it's also a metaphor of energetically, I'm giving you my energy, I'm giving you my attention, I'm giving you everything for you to give me love, for you to give me attention. It's a way of prostituting yourself. And this life, no more. No more prostitution. And you want to be very mindful sexually when you give yourself too quickly to a partner. Something in you feels that you're right away crossing a boundary that maybe you yet don't even know that you had. And what's going to happen is you're going to give yourself very quickly to a partner, and then you're going to notice that beautiful rhythmic sexual chemistry you want to have with them is not built. You may feel bored having sex with them later. You're not interested because you get hooked in sexuality being what keeps the high and meshes you with that person. Explosion at the beginning. And then you're like, they're already in my life. I'm not interested. What works better for us is to meet people where we slowly get in touch with, not having sex right away, where we can get to know them, get to know just other ways of intimacy, touching, kissing, caressing, slowly building intimacy in a slow way. And just know something. If it already happened, you're with a good partner where even if at the beginning you did get together kind of fast, but then you started to slow it down, and now you're building a really good relationship. In the same relationship, you can slowly start inviting different forms of intimacy that's not only sex, and then let it lead to more sexual things. But that is a very big key as well, because a lot of your energy can be given away through just giving sex away that is meaningless, but you're just using it as a tool to get close to people because of this whole theme that you have. And because you do this, you may find it so easy to give yourself to other people that you believe it's so easy for other people to give themselves away, even if it's not the case. Not everybody has this theme. This is something important for you to know, North Node in Taurus, because you're like this. You think people are like this. They're not. So other people may not be giving themselves away like that, but you think they are. And that's what also keeps your jealousy and your fear of being betrayed going, because you think, oh my God, it's so easy for me to give myself to somebody and merge, that it's so easy for my party to do that. They're going to leave me for their coworker. It's not the case. But the more that you stop giving yourself away to others, you realize, oh, I'm worthy. My sexuality is worthy. Being with me is worthy. I cannot just give myself to others. And then you feel your self-worth, and that allows you to trust yourself because you're being loyal to yourself. And it allows you to believe that other people can be loyal to you as well. Okay, good. And lastly, one key thing for the way that you get things done in this life is setting goals. It sounds boring. I know this is popular in the world. So when you hear it, you're like, okay. But you need to set goals of what you want. The goal needs to be aligned with your values for yourself that don't include other people. Okay. And when you have a goal, in the past, you were living in crisis and adrenaline. So you were used to doing things out of urgency. That's why you want things to happen so quickly for you in this life, because they're not going to happen quickly for you in this life. You want to set a goal. And the only way to create like a fake sense of urgency is by creating a plan that breaks things down step by step, and every step has a due date, we could say. I want to give an example for this. Let's say I would tell you one of my biggest goals for myself is to be more active, or even let's say it's to lose weight because I've been unhealthy and I don't feel that good in my body. Okay, you want to lose weight. Let's do something that many people can relate to, or that's common. You don't just want to be like the classic goal setting of, I want to lose 30 pounds by April or whatever. No, you want to first say, what does it even take for somebody to lose weight? Oh, they need to have very consistent habits. Do I have consistent habits right now? No. So before you even focus on the weight loss, now you created a first step. Create consistent habits. What does a consistent habit require? To do something every day. Oh, so now you even made another step. You need to take an action and repeat it day after day after day after day before you even develop that action into something extreme like a workout plan or something else. It may be step one, I'm going to make a 30-minute of walking every day. Right now, maybe your goal is strength training or your goal is CrossFit. But if you cannot even stick consistently for 30 days in taking a brief walk every day for 30 days, it's a fantasy to believe you're going to accomplish anything else. It's just going to be when you're motivated. And then as you stop being motivated, you will stop doing it. So then step one, for the next 30 days, or you can even bring it sooner, the next 7 days, if that's better for you, I will walk every single day. And my goal is to accomplish that, let's say in a month from now, whatever that is, like a random day, July the 31st. And then you're going to do that. You're every single day for 30 minutes, you're going to go take a walk and come back every day. And it's going to seem maybe boring, but you're going to do it. And then July 31st arrive. You build a sense of, oh, I've been doing something that I said I was going to do for 30 days. Now you can be like, I'm going to continue the 30-day walk, but I'm going to add strength training. Or it could be anything. It could be with your diet. It could be with your creating a project like this. It could be with your family or whatever the case. But you want to break it down in small steps, and to feel the urgency of it needs to get done to really be done. You want to set due dates, either a month or a day or a week or whatever. So then you know it needs to be done by this date, and you need to be able to see it. If you tell it to yourself in your mind, you're going to forget. Put it on a wall, the huge date, and focus on one goal at a time. Why are you even working out? Because I want to be healthier, because I want a new boyfriend. Or no, you're not doing this for others. I want to feel confident in my body when I walk into a room. Okay, so you want to have a value of self-confidence. Yeah. Okay. Then get obsessed with 30 minutes every day. For 30 minutes, I'm going to move my body. 30 minutes, no matter what, rain or shine, sick or healthy, and show yourself that if you follow a rhythm, you create things. That is the way of doing things here for us. Deep breath. That was a lot of information, and I'm meaning to make this videos and this content long as much as I can about each one. And there's more. There's going to be different breakdowns of different things in the future, but for right now, I'm going to be moving through the next North Node signs and the house. So all of you watching this, not all of you have your North Node in Taurus on your second house. So all of you have a second video that you're going to have to listen to put the mixture of this together with that one. And it's, you want to look at what house from the 12 houses you have your North Node. And then as I'm making the videos, go look at that house and listen to that one and see how this that we're talking about today ties to that other one. And that is how you can start implementing change. Because I am a health coach, I'm all about action. I used to be all about just analyzing our mind and feeling emotions, which I am for as well. But now it's more about, okay, good, let's understand, but let's take action. So if you're listening to this, I hope you take one thing from this information or you took notes and ask yourself, how can I in a tangible way, bring it into my life? If you are a North Node Taurus person, just know that I see you, I get you. If you have questions for me, leave them in the comments. Let me know. Also, let me know what a house you have Taurus North Node. With that said, I want to thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you soon.